There is no Tyrell.
No, we are not represented.
You really need a swimming pool.
I do agree.
Right next to Joffrey.
Right.
Even better than Liana.
My friend Gina Miller, her daughter,
Wow.
no, that's a girl. Everyone loves Lady Mormont.
Surrounded by several people who've been in the business for so long. How exciting was that for you? And did you talk to him about it? Did you get any pointers from him?
I don't know if I got any pointers from him, but I was aware of his amazing body of work. I mean, the thing is with Game of Thrones, working with Peter, for example, as well, I sort of knew he was coming in with this, this amazing experience. So sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating, but Julian was really kind and it was just really effortless working with him. So yeah, I knew who he was and of his work, but you kind of have to put that to one side when you're on set, because otherwise you'll just be crushed by the overwhelming pressure of who you're working with.
That makes sense. Thank you for that question. That scene was epic.
Oh, thank you.
That's so sweet.
Done so tastefully.
Oh, that's cool. Do we have anyone over there? I can't really tell. Oh, great. Hi.
Hi, I'm Cassie. Sorry.
Take a minute, you're fine. It's all good.
So if Roz was never created for Game of Thrones, I'm wondering if there's anyone in House of the Dragon that you would have loved to have played.
Ooh, good question. I think I'd kind of like to be Olivia Cook's character. Please remind me.
Alicent.
Alicent. I think I'd want to be Alicent because A, she's a cool character like we've already described. Yes. B, she gets amazing costumes, of which I did not get many at all in Game of Thrones. And she has great hair. Like everything about her character is fabulous. So
I bet you would also look good in that green color too.
I look very good in green. So yeah, I would like that.
That's a delightful question. Over here?
Hi, I'm Camilla. Just having Ross be a very diplomatic character, like Greta said, and just being smarter than she lets on. Do you think, had she not met that lovely crossbow shot, do you think she would have climbed to the ranks of like Varys or Littlefinger?
Of Littlefinger, like all the way,
Or Littlefinger?
I mean, I think so. She was a very ambitious character and smart enough, and I really think that, people ask me, like, do you think she would have, gone on to, marry Littlefinger? That's one question I've been asking, and I'm like, hell no. She is, nobody's wife. So yeah, I think she really would have, because, like you said, she was cunning and magnificent, I think, for your words, which I appreciate. So yeah, I think she would have. I think she would have continued, her trajectory of moving up and being ambitious and climbing the ladder in the right direction.
That's really fun. Thanks for that question. Over here?
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm nice to meet you. And I was just wondering, if Roz did make it to the end of the series, what side and alliance do you think she would have gone with by the end?
House Stark all the way.
Yeah.
No question.
That is one of my disappointments about House of the Dragon, is there's just not enough Winterfell.
There is not, so far, has there been any Winterfell?
No, it's really just exclusively.
I know, and I'm like, bring on the Winterfell.
Yeah,
and also,
more.
I'm curious, in that stage of,
Long summer
era, what point? It's 500 years before?
No, it's 190, I think, before Game of Thrones. 190 years before?
190, okay.
Almost 200.
Something like that.
192. Thank you. I appreciate the specificity.
I appreciate specificity. So I'm curious, at that stage, I'm assuming they had the wall, and I feel like somebody referenced sending somebody to the wall at some stage. So I'm kind of curious, that's what I really want to see, is what is the score on the wall? Are the White Walkers even a thing? Where are the direwolves? I'm curious about the North in general.
Yeah.
Which we haven't touched on yet.
Not yet. Oh wait, this side. Oh, sorry. Fake out.
Hi, thank you for being here. So, which character do you wish you had more screen time with?
Ooh, that's a really good
That's a
question.
fun question.
You know, there were people that I never got to be in scenes with at all, which was kind of a bummer for me. I would have loved to have worked with Lena at some point, Cersei. That would have been nice. But I did get to work with Sibel, who played Shay, who's still a dear friend of mine, and that was awesome. I was so glad. And I was like, please let's get a scene together when we finally did.
So were you friends before that?
We were, yeah, we
That's
became
so
friends on like, not before Game of Thrones, but we became friends on season 1.
Cool.
So it would have been fun to have done a little bit more with her, I think. I mean, honestly, like having the chance to work with any of the other actors would have been awesome because there's not a bad actor on the show. So. Thank you.
That reminds me of something that House of the Dragon showrunners have been saying, which is that all the actors, it's just like having a garage full of Porsches. You know, it's just like that level of caliber of everyone. It's like cool.
Yeah.
Over here?
Hey, Esme, welcome. Now that we've seen the end of Game of Thrones, Bran is king and Tyrion in position of power, who does Roz believe should have sat the Iron Throne?
Oh, the $1 million question. I think Sansa should have done it. Is that a popular answer? I can't tell. Sansa or possibly Arya. One of the Stark girls, I think, should have done it. You know, I'll be honest, I was a teeny bit disappointed with the ending. Controversial. You know,
that's the first time
especially at the official Game of Thrones convention. This might be my first and last day here. But yeah, because I mean, both of them were like such badasses.
Yeah.
Sansa's like amazing arc from being this kind of quiet, polite girl who liked to do needlework to this absolute badass.
Yes.
That scene in the Eyrie, I think it is.
Yes.
Where she comes descending down the staircase and she's like, all of a sudden she's like full goth. And she's got this amazing like black dress and like the black crucifix on, and I'm like, this is awesome. So yeah, I think she would have done a good job.
Yeah, I love those answers. They both showed so much character growth. You know, I mean, they grew up on set practically.
Well, they did. They completely did. I mean, when I met them, they were like, I want to say like 12 or 13 or something. They were teeny.
All right, over here.
Hi, Esme. My name's Melissa.
Hi.
I was going to ask you, who was your favorite Game of Thrones character?
Well, kind of Sansa as well. But I think Tyrion might have been one of my favorites.
So good.
You know, he was such a fighter. Peter did such a beautiful, beautiful job portraying him. And I just think he was like so complex and so nuanced in so many ways. And really, you know, he was in this position where he could have had so much power, being from a family he was from, but was kind of an outcast and was constantly fighting for his place. And so he sort of bridged the gap, I feel, between, you know, the families of nobility, or, you know, whatever you might want to call them, and the, you know, the regular old folks of Game of Thrones, like Roz. So I loved that about him.
Thanks. Yeah, he was excellent. And he also, I mean, certainly wasn't the only character in Game of Thrones like this, but he occupied such a fascinating moral gray area, I think. And we saw so much of his own moral compass shift and change over the course of the seasons.
Yes, yeah.
And he talked really good shit.
He did. He really did.
Let's see, is there someone over there? I can't quite tell with the lights.
Hi there, my name's
Hi.
Connie. Thank you for joining us. My question is, what's your favorite story of something that didn't go as planned or went wrong on set?
Ooh, that's fun.
Something that went wrong on set. Let me.
What are you willing to divulge
I
today?
know, right? Like,
You're just going through all the catastrophes.
I mean, I don't know if it was wrong per se or as much as embarrassing, but in the turnip cut scene with Alfie, right at the end of the scene, and I'm, off I go on the turnip cart, he throws the gold coin at me and I'm supposed to catch it. Oh. And I am terrible at throwing, at catching, generally anything. I was going to say anything with balls in general. I'm not good, but then I realized I shouldn't say that. I'm terrible with balls, guys.
There's the headline. We found it.
There you have it. Sorry, I lost track of what I was trying to say. So I couldn't catch it to save my life. I was doing a terrible job, and he kept throwing it, and I kept on missing it, until finally they were like, we're just going to CGI it.
There you go.
So I don't think I ever managed to catch the coin, which is a wee bit embarrassing. And then otherwise, like, all the embarrassing moments happened offset, thankfully. I think.
That's hilarious. How much CGI work did you end up doing? I mean, that must be such a challenge as an actor. That's such a different skill set.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any
that makes sense.
show because I didn't really spend any time with the dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that there were like CGI backgrounds on, some of the sets, like the King's Landing.
Sure.
When we were out on the dock for that scene, I know that, pretty much everything you see in that is real. I mean, Dubrovnik is absolutely stunning, and you get there and it's like, wow, it's, they didn't have to do much to embellish that amazing backdrop, but they did add in like ships going by and that kind of thing, but I didn't have to do green screen or anything.
That's cool.
Yeah, so not much on this project. I mean, it is pretty weird though when you have to do it.
Yeah, it seems like just a completely different thing.
Yeah, and I mean, some actors do entire movies where they're on a green screen and talking to CGI monsters, which is...
People in blue spandex or whatever.
Exactly, covered in dots.
Yes, it's so weird.
It is. Go ahead.
Oh, hi. Hi, nice to meet you. If you were in a band, what kind of instrument would you like to play?
Oh, I like that question.
Fun.
Well, I play the drums very, very badly. I don't care that I'm terrible at it. That is not the point. It's very therapeutic.
I was going to say, that sounds
it's very,
cathartic.
I absolutely love it. I go into the studio, which thank God is soundproofed for the sake of our neighbors, and I just let rip. So I would be the drummer. Specifically, I would be the drummer from Tool.
Wow.
I would be Danny Carey.
Not expecting
Oh,
that.
yes. And I actually have a recurrent dream. Wow! that Danny Carey falls ill and I have to take his place on stage for a Tool concert, which is amazing because in my wildest dreams would I be anywhere near as good as Danny Carey.
Extremely intricate drumming.
It's extremely, oh yes, are you kidding me? The guy has, I can't remember, there's like this
It's insane.
word for when you can do something different with all four limbs at the same time.
Yes.
What is
No,
it?
it's not ambidextrous.
It's not
It's
ambidextrous,
different.
it's something else.
Say again?
Polyrhythm. Is
that
that it though?
I think there's another word for like multi-limb.
But he does, so he can play like a different rhythm with both his hands and both his feet all at the same time. The guy is a freaking genius. I mean, all of Tool are geniuses.
Sure.
And Maynard, yes, you're a genius.
Wow.
So they're all amazing, but I would, so one of these days, Danny Carey is going to mysteriously fall ill, and I am going to take his place, and no one will ever go to another Tool concert again.
What a fun
Thank you for the question. I love that question.
Cool.
Thank you.
So wait, do you know how to play any Tool songs now? Are you like working
Oh
on
God,
it?
no, are you kidding me? My wildest dreams, I mean, I'm trying to learn Enter Sandman right now, which is difficult. I mean, no. I just play along like terribly and kind of make up my own thing and don't really know what I'm doing, but it's awesome. It's like
That sounds great.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's a studio in your house.
Yeah, we have a studio on our property. Yeah,
So cool.
yeah, it's great because it's like fully soundproofed and kitted out, and I can be as loud as I want, and
That's
nobody
so
cares.
much fun. The Tool
Nothing
thing, I would
happens.
never have guessed that's such a delay. I'm really glad.
Oh,
we
I'm
got
a
to
big,
this.
I mean, I'm going to say I'm a big metalhead, and then the whole debate of our Tool is a metal band is going to open up. I don't know what you guys think.
Y'all want to chime in on that one?
If you want to chime in or not. But yeah, that's me. I'm like I just went to see Rammstein for 2 nights in a row, like back in December. I caught COVID, which sucks, but it was totally worth it. I did 2 nights back to back and saw them at the Coliseum.
Wow.
And it was awesome.
That's amazing. On my podcast, Nerdette, we interview an epidemiologist now and then. We like check in with her during the pandemic to ask sort of like where things stand. And that was her advice over the summer. It was just like, if you're gonna get COVID, just make it worth it. So,
Exactly that. And it was the first concert I'd gone to like since the pandemic
Yeah,
began.
see,
And I
you
wore
know.
an N95 mask the entire time,
Yeah.
which was really so that for one I'm gonna like go on about Rammstein right now. And those of you who don't like them or don't know who they are, like, what is wrong with this woman? But they have a lot of fire in their shows, if you're not familiar. And they have an area that's right in front of the stage called the foyer zone, which means fire zone.
This is like the splash zone. And
Exactly, and you pay
show, but-
exactly, and you pay extra to be in the fire zone.
Oh my
And
god.
it's really hot, like literally you can feel your makeup melting. It's seriously hot. And
That sounds
totally
terrible.
amazing. It was really so good. Are you kidding me? I was like a pig in shit. I was so happy. But I was wearing a mask the entire time. It was so incredibly hot, and I still managed to get COVID. So, but it was worth it.
Oh my god.
I'd do it all over again.
I mean, better the fire zone than the grocery store or something.
Well, exactly. Exactly.
It's funny. We're here. It's amazing. We're good. Oh, sorry.
Hello, I'm a really big fan of The Magicians as well as Game of Thrones. And so I just kind of wanted to ask about filming each of those. Like, which one did you enjoy the most, and what were some of your favorite scenes from The Magicians?
Well, I can't say which I liked the most. That's like picking between children.
Oh.
The Magicians was fun in like a very different way. I loved that show. The showrunners are amazing. The cast was so much fun. I had a scene in, I think it was which was the last season, season 5? Yes, thank you. With Hale Appleman, which I just loved. I loved working with him, so I think that was one of my faves. And then there's a scene that I have with Quentin, where I'm first revealed as the Watcher Woman for the first time, which was really fun. Those of you who don't know the show, I got to play a character who kind of changed into like 3 different characters through the course of the seasons, and that was great. It was like my wahaha moment, except she's not evil at all, so yeah, thank you.
That's so cool. Those are an adaptation as well, that series.
They are, yeah.
Did you read those books?
I did,
Yeah,
I did.
phenomenal.
Is it a number of books? I mean, I read The Magicians, but did he do...
It is a series, I think, of 3 books.
Is it? Right.
Oh, did I make that up?
Yeah, no, I think
Maybe
you
I
not
did.
in. Oh, okay, great. Good, okay. So I read the first one, I read The Magicians, I didn't read the
Yeah,
other ones.
it's very cool.
Yeah.
I just had a follow-up question. You were talking about Anna Carey. Have you ever seen the YouTube video of the filming of him during the song Numa?
Yes.
I show that to as many people as I can. If they can get me any kind of music, I'm like, I have something.
Yes, I know, me too. Like drum cam of him, I watch all of those YouTube videos and my friends are so sick of it because I'm like, guys, I found this new video of Danny Carey. And they're like, oh god. And I'm like, seriously? And they'll start watching and then they might like drift off or stop paying attention. I'm like, look, get your eyes back on the screen. I'll pause it until you're ready.
Tool fans, man.
I know,
My high school
different
boyfriend was obsessed with Tool, and he made me watch so many of those music videos, and it was just like, these are weird.
Yes. And if anybody interrupts you and you're listening to a Tool song and tries to talk over the top, it's like, you're not my friend anymore. Please leave.
Oh my gosh. So is that video, is it sort of like Jimi Hendrix Monterey Pop, where like the camera can't actually capture how fast the musician is playing?
I mean, you
Because
can
there's
capture
that
it to like some extent,
Sure.
yes, because it's literally like right here, so you can see down on his feet, and he's got like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 drum pedals or something. He's playing the wall. The guy's an octopus. He's amazing, and he's also enormous. He's like, I don't know, like 7.
I suppose that arm span is probably really helpful.
Exactly. Huge arms, that's how he does it.
There you go. You just need extender arms.
I just need extender arms and to have started playing drums when I was like 2 years old, so.
Yeah, there you go.
The ship might have sailed, but I can dream, literally. That's it.